Well, good morning, everybody. This is Dave Nichols from Tomball, Texas, from runEVrun. Anyway, today I'm kind of dressed up in my outdoor work clothes. I've been working in my garden, trying to make the garden a better place, more healthy soil and things like that. But anyway, purpose of this video here is I'm going to put together another panel and hook it up to my existing solar panels. And I talked a little bit about this earlier in another video. So I'm going to show you what I've got, and I'm going to show you me putting together another frame for another panel and hooking it up. And I don't know if I'll get around to doing the cable today, but at least I'll get it hooked up and ready to hook the cables up and get the power coming to the batteries. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to start on this right here. Alrighty. So this is what I've shown you before in another video. Those three panels right there are from Harbor Freight, and they're 15 watts each, total of 45 watts. So with my existing system, I have 150 watt right there, plus this 45, so that's what 195 total watts. And what I'm going to do is hook another one of these 150 watts panels up with this whole thing right here, so that'll give me 345 all total. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is take the other existing panel, and when I get the frame I'll put it to the right, and it'll go right over here. And then behind, I'll show you, is this is the back side of the 150 watt. And anyway, I bought the 150 watt, I bought it at Amoresco. And while I'm on the subject of Amoresco, just let me tell you that Amoresco is basically the only real place here in Tomball area where you can get good quality solar panels and other devices, cables and combiner boxes, stuff to put it all together. And you can also get batteries and etc. to put together a good solar system. And I highly recommend Amoresco. It's in Tomball on Main Street, and I'll put a link later. I'll put a link in the description with their website. And give them a call and talk with anybody there. Travis, he's the guy I would talk with all the time. Eric, another good person. Paul's another good person. And they have another person now that's, Paul's moved up in the world. I believe he's in purchasing. And I don't remember the new guy's name, the guy that took over Paul's position. But anyway, call him up. Ask for Travis, and he'll provide you with everything you need. That's Amoresco, okay? They've done me good and helped me out a lot and showed me how to design things and done calculations for me, because I'm not like a math wizard or anything like that. So anyway, so this here is those white tubes right there, the one with the wire coming out, the one that's kind of like a U-shaped. That's where my cables go into, and then they go underground to the garage and inside. I'm not going to show you that right now, and so this here, as you can see, that's where the connection is from the panel, and it comes down here, and I splice it in with two wires right here. And they come down and go inside the combiner box. And after a while, I'll show the inside of the combiner box. So that's why I'm going to hook it up today, is get it all hooked up, hopefully. And then we'll have more power going to my batteries. Of course, I'll still have the same battery capacity, but it just charge faster. So if I'm washing clothes in the middle of the day, it'll just charge the batteries up faster. So let's go back over here, and this is where I'm going to I've got my two horizontal. Let me show you this right here. This here is my frame. This is, I'm not sure what schedule it is, but it's thin wall, and that's one corner. Down here is the other corner at the ground, and this is the third corner, up fourth corner, and then, as you can see, it goes right along the top of the solar panel. And that's how I made my frame, and then I just kind of tied them together right here that they would tie wrap. And so I'm going to put the other one to the right of it. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, that's the plan, and let me show you how I get it all together. Okay. Alright, so what I did was I had cut out my tubing to the basically the same length as the other one was. The horizontal was, and I got it written down over here. So my horizontal was 59 3/4 inch long, and my vertical, the uprights, 23 3/8. I may have rounded that number off a little bit, but anyway, so I was originally going to put these T's on right here, these T's, and I was going to put it like, maybe like right here. So in the future, when I get my third one, instead of having to make a complete frame, I could add it to this frame here. Then I got to thinking, well, you know, it can be raining and things like that, and water might get into it before I get around to putting another part of the stuff in. So I guess I could go out and spend money on and get a cap on it. That is an idea. But what I'm going to do is just keep it like it is here, make one, you know. I've already made it, I pushed it in together, and it seems to be the right, everything's kind of like a nice fit. So now I've got a bag of tie wraps, 8-inch tie wraps right here. And so what I'll do is I'll, inside, like right here, they got holes right there, or holes right here, right? These ones down here are just a little bit too small, but these here are the right size, and so there's 1, 2, and then 2 more over here. You can see there, 3 and 4. There's 4 holes, and I'm going to tie the panel onto this thing here, this frame, and then we'll set it over here to the side here, and then have to, you know, I'm kind of playing this by ear a little bit, just to see exactly how much I'm going to get done today. But that's the plan. Nothing hard, nothing difficult. Anybody can do this, and that's kind of the whole point of this video here, is show you how it's done, and that you too can do this thing. Or you can have me come over and do it for you. But, you know, it's easy, and it's nothing really complicated in this. And like I said, when you're planning your own solar system and you're off grid, you know, you're not connecting to the grid in your house, because that's a different ball game there. But with this thing here, you just completely separate. You can go to Amoresco and they'll help you out. Just ask for Travis, and he'll help you out a lot. Get you going here. That's how I got my stuff going, and I've been. You know, I said this in another video, but hey, with just this alone, in 5 batteries that are like 109 amp hours each, so that gave me a total of 527, I believe it was, amp hours of batteries. With that, for 2.5 years now, and just these two sets of panels, 195 watts, I've been running lights in my kitchen. I've been running lights in my garage. I've only, my washing machine has only used power from the sun, which you can maybe tell from the way the sun is hitting my backyard that the sun's behind me. It's coming up. It's like 9:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock. So anyway, power from the sun has been doing my wash for the last 2.5 years, my lights, everything. And I know, and not that I do it very often, but I can actually run my garage door opener with just the power from these 2 sets of panels. I can run my big 55-inch LED TV with just this here and the 5 batteries, you know. But you can do quite a bit with just a little bit. I'll probably put somewhere between, probably up close to $2,000 into this, and I can run all kinds of stuff. So anyway, so let's go put this panel together, and then we're going to see where we can put it. Okay, I know it looks kind of crappy. I gotta laugh at it myself. My wife probably hates it. But I took the new one and stuck it on top of the first one, and I started to use the conduit there, the Schedule 41 or whatever it is, you know, to support it. But it looked like it was kind of weak, so I had 2 pieces of 2x4 hanging around. One of them slightly warped, so I need to get another 2x4 that's straight, and then I'll replace this one here that's warped. Plus I'll cut them off so it looks a lot nicer. But now I got these 3 sets in my backyard. I need to get some more tie wraps to support this here top one against 2x4s, and I'll work on making it stronger and more stable. But you can see that, you know, I did all the work myself. Kind of obvious, and didn't cost me much. There's the cable from the, I don't know if you can see it, there's the cable from the first one, and come in here, and then it goes inside the combiner box. And then there's the second cable from the second set. It's not hooked up to anything yet. As soon as I get a extension, then I will sit and do the same thing I did with the first set, and I'll connect it to the combiner box, and then I'll have more energy coming into my battery bank. So anyway, that's my homemade job. It's not finished by any means, but I've got to get another 2x4 that's straight, because this one here is, I had to kind of support it with a short piece so the panel would be straight and not sagging. I didn't want it to sag in case that affects anything. But and you can see where the cable comes out of the combiner box and goes over here. If you follow the black cable, and it goes into the white conduit with the U conduit on it. Actually, it's not really a U, it's 2 corner hooked together. But anyway, it works though. And the other conduit there that's just kind of like capped off, that's for future use, for whatever. But anyway, not the most professional job, but it works, and that's the most important thing right there. You too can do it. Alright? So, one more glance up front. You can see some shade on the top panels, and that's because if you go right above it, my neighbor's tree is hanging right above me. So I'm going to have to do a little carpentry work. Get rid of some of that shade. Yeah, it's kind of putting a little bit of shade on the top panel. And it was starting to affect the other one too when it was just by itself. But anyway, enough of all that. You can see how it's going, and when I get the finishing touches, I'll do a quick video on the finished touch for having the 3 panels together, these 3 sets. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this video here about my solar panels. I had a couple issues here, and I had to do some troubleshooting, and let me just kind of tell you all about it so I wrap this up. But everything's working good. Okay, let me wrap it up and show you what I had to do. First off, I show you my motorcycle. It's a gas motorcycle. I'm trying to sell it, so hey, if you're interested, let me know. But I love that motorcycle. It's cool. Anyway, enough of that. So, what happened was that Saturday I was going out of town, and as I came out of my garage, I looked over at my charge controller, and it was blinking green and red. And I said, what the heck? I'd never seen that before. And this is right after I hooked up my new, that top panel right there, my second 150 watt panel. And anyway, but my charge controller is blinking in a sequence of green and red, green and red, green and red. So I didn't know what to do, and I was in a hurry to get out of town. So I shut the whole system down, not really knowing what to do. And when I got back the next day, I started investigating everything and turned the system back on. I think I turned it off, turned it back on backwards. But anyway, let me move around here. And so anyway, I couldn't really find anything. I sit there and checked my wiring, and I'm going to show you the inside of my panel here. My combiner box, I'm going to show you the inside of it. But anyway, so what I ended up doing was I called up my friend Travis at Ameresco Solar, and in case I had never showed it to you, I think I have, but this cap here is from Ameresco Solar, green, clean, and sustainable. Alright? They're the best. You got any solar needs or other, wind, etc., etc., get in contact with Ameresco Solar in Tomball and ask for Travis. Anyway, so I got with when I turned my system back on, instead of flashing green and whoops. Anyway, instead of flashing green and red, it was flashing yellow and red. Green and red means it's both of them mean it's too hot. The green and red means it's a disconnect. The yellow and red means it's just over temperature, right? And I couldn't figure it out. So anyway, I went and talked to my friend Travis, and we discussed different things, and I took some still shots of my system here that I'm showing you. And I had everything wired up correctly, and so what we did is through the direction of Travis, I turned my system off correctly, which is turning the panels off first, and then going into the garage and turning off the breaker to my battery. And then after that, I did that, double checked all my wiring again, came out here, and what I did is I took those wire nuts off right there and checked the voltage coming out. As you can see, one of them's negative, one of them's positive, and the one that's you're seeing hanging down at the bottom, that was a negative. I traced all my wires and everything and came inside the combiner box, and everything was good. So I sat there and came inside here and checked my voltage inside here. This here is the newest breaker. This, I believe, was the original first one, and then this here is the second one. And then when I hooked up this last 150 watt, this is the breaker I'm using. And so he looked at it and I looked at it, and everything is put in perfect. Is no errors, no issues. Everything's grounded. Had a little issue with ants, because ants seem to like electricity, they like electrons. But being the mean individual that I am, I put the raid to them and killed them. They were bugging me. Anyway, so I turned everything, put everything back in here and all that, and went back in and turned my battery on first. And then once it was up and it was initialized, then I came out here and turned these breakers on right here, these three here. Went back inside and everything's working good. It showed amps coming in, showed the state of charge of my batteries. They were full. We had a 12.9, actually 13.0, 13.1 is completely full. But anyway, these here are my original Harbor Freight panels. Anyway, everything is good, and so I've been running it for a couple of days now. You know, it's not cloudy and rainy like it has been for the last 2-3 weeks. Whatever, it's been a nice day, and now my charge controller is blinking green, and I got a full state of charge, and everything's working good. So I'm a happy camper. For a few minutes, I was kind of worried that something was going wrong with my system. But anyway, this here is what a combiner box looks like right here. These being the breakers here, and these here is like a, what do you call it? I'm not sure the proper name for it. It's a conduit for all the power to come down to these two wires right here, and they go in and follow this way here. These two black ones right there, and they go in there, and these go over to there and go into the ground, under the ground, and into my garage and into my system. Anyway, enough of all this here. You know, I've still got room to grow here. Everything's working good. So hopefully no more issues, and I doubt there will be. So anyway, if you have been, I appreciate you watching my video, and hope you got something out of it. A little different than talking about electric cars, solar energy, and they're all related. They're all helpful. And anyway, if you can, do your best to get an electric car, and do your best to start your own solar system. Mine's completely off the grid, and like I probably said in an earlier video, I was going to put it on top of the house, but I ran into an issue, and so I decided to do it on the ground, be completely off the grid, and it's working out real good. And slowly but surely, I'm adding to my panel of arrays, and one of these days I'll add to my battery bank and get it built up. And anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and take a look at the links below, the description right down there, and click on the subscribe button, click on the like button, and y'all have a good day, and just remember, run EV run.